So what time of day is the best to text? Well, in order to answer that question, let's think about what response we want from our texts. The response we don't want is silence, right? And what the response we do want is for the girl to get the text, feel that emotion of, oh, this cute guy texted me, and think about it a little bit, and then have that like, oh, do I text back, whatever. We also don't want our text getting lost in the shuffle. So we don't want our text to be received at the same time as she receives 10 other texts. You'd like to have her receive it as a unique, distinct event. Okay, so given all that, when shouldn't you text? Middle of the night is a really bad time to text. And this is something I have to be careful of because oftentimes I'm up super, super late and I forget that people aren't on my schedule. Say a girl has a 9 to 5 job, I text her at 4 a.m. That's a really dumb time to text. It's like a wasted text, right? Especially maybe I'm in a different time zone. I forget. I'm not conscious of like what time is it in New York. I make that mistake sometimes by accident. You want to be careful about that, right? Because when you send it at some god-awful weird time and they don't receive it, they're not going to respond back. Okay. Next thing that helps is, do you know their schedule? If you know when they're working, when they're not working, if you know kind of whether they receive text at work, like if, for example, here's a good one. If whenever they respond to your text, they're texting at a certain time of the day, it's probably a good indicator that you should text them at about the same time of day they're texting you. So you can get a view into their schedule and their life and that kind of stuff. But typically, start of the workday when like people are in a bunch of meetings and rushing around and stuff like that isn't really the best. Later on when they're a little more relaxed is better. Also think about where are you at in the interaction, what are you trying to have happen? If you're trying to get the girl out on a date tonight, you probably don't want to start texting her at 6 p.m. because it's too late, right? In that case, you want to start texting her earlier in the day, so maybe you can set it up for sometime after work, right? So think about those kind of factors as well. The key thing, though, is when you're thinking, when do you text a girl, think about what is her lifestyle, what is her schedule, and when is she actually going to receive the text as a unique event, right? Not she wakes up and she has 20 texts in her inbox, and not in a context where she's busy doing 6 other things, okay? When can you text her, given her schedule, where she's likely to respond as a specific event, and she's likely to receive that little beep or text notification? That's your goal when thinking of when to send a text. One other aside I almost forgot, do not text at night on Friday and Saturday nights with cold numbers. Unless you specifically have already been texting her and you're trying to like meet up with her that day or whatever, do not start a new text thread. Do not start trying to initiate a text with a girl on Friday or Saturday night. It conveys that you don't have a life, you're not busy those nights, okay? You want to convey a cool, good lifestyle. Also, most hot girls already have plans those nights, so trying to get them out on short notice those nights is really, really difficult. So in general, avoid that as well. And avoid the super late night texts as well, because again, oftentimes they'll be asleep, and also it implies a lot of agenda, like I just want you for like late night activities. So that's another aside, avoid those as well.